Oh, that coffee is terrible. Hi everybody, welcome back to a Patreon exclusive video where I am making what is probably one of my most requested videos that I've never made, which there's a reason. I made this and then I was like, this is a really good video. This is a really good tutorial. I should film this and then figure out how to charge people for it. And then I never made it because I didn't know how to charge people for it. And then I got Patreon and I was like, that's a video I'm gonna make. And I never did because I'm not looking forward to this. Hot glue gun is on. We don't really need that right now, but let's just turn it on anyway. What am I talking about, y'all? It is like 5 a.m. I'm not looking forward to it only because I had a template. I had a template on how to do this, but the problem with showing you guys how to do it is that I can't tell you grab your big frying pan and then a bowl and then a dinner plate, and that's where your measurements are. So I had made a template from a bowl and a dinner plate and a frying pan, whatever. I like these videos because if I'm babbling I can just be like, I don't have to start over. People understand. I couldn't figure out how to translate that into here's a template for how you do this because I didn't know how to, like, because the template's big. This is going to be a big thing. I didn't know how to get that to you guys, so I said, you know what? Got a compass. I can use a compass. I can figure out how to do this. I don't quite know the measurements yet, but I kind of have an idea. I had a prototype done from the way I used to do it that I was just going to measure, but I think I threw it away. So we're making a top hat. All that to say, we're making a damn top hat. Let me move all this crap out the way. This is a piece of foam board. I would ideally like to have a big piece of foam board, but I did not feel like going to Dollar Tree because I didn't want to. This is just one of those project boards from, this one's from Dollar General, I think. And I think this might actually work a little bit better because it's smaller. If I wasn't filming, it would be a lot easier to just use a giant board. But, you know, I am filming for some reason. Oh, and apologies for not having a video out lately. I'm just, you know, I've been going through it, watching my YouTube channel die, and, you know, it's hard. So, piece of foam board. I'm going to do this just off of some measurements that I think will work. Again, before I use like a frying pan, a pot, a bowl, I don't know, whatever I used. And I made a template out of a plastic bucket to get the shape of, because we're making half a hat, because we don't need a full hat for a wreath, right? So I'm going to start off with, we're going to refer, let me draw a little bit on here for you guys. Okay, so we're making a hat. Wow, that's a pretty good picture, huh? Alright, so we're going to refer to this as the top. This is the side. This is the band. And this will be the brim. So, if we want something like this, we're going to divide this into 3 circles. And then one, it's kind of like a quarter circle, but it goes like this. This is the shape we're going to end up cutting, but this is the template piece that I could not figure out how to get on. Can you guys see that good enough, hopefully, maybe? Oh, kinda. So, when figuring out the dimensions of this, you can do this any way you want. If you wanted to have a hat that was, because I've seen these before where it's like, okay, let me come over here. You know, it's like these hats that are really big, and then they, you know, they have like a whatever here, and this is your pattern, whatever. If you want to make this really skinny and tall, or short and fat, or, I mean, if you want to just do this, that's going to be the easiest one, because this and that's the same thing, but that doesn't look as good as, like, the Mad Hatter style top hat. So, now that I've marked all over this, like an idiot, I am going to do our brim, and remember, we're only doing half, so it's more like, y'all, I'm going to quit trying to explain. I'm going to do my brim at 12, okay? Do I want to do the brim at 10? At 12? I'd like to do the brim at... I think I already set this to 6 inches, yeah. So this will give me... let's do the brim at 10. Let's just downsize this a little bit. So we're going to do a brim. Our brim is a half of a 10-inch circle. Our top is going to be, it depends on how much we want this to come in. I want the top to come in, let's say this at 8. And then if you want it super slanted in, you can come down to 6 or 7 for like less of a slant. If you come into 6, it's going to be like, you know, it's going to be really not that bad. But so let's do the top circle at 8, the band circle, which is going to be in the inside, at 6, and then this is however tall you want it to be. If you want it to be 12 inches, you want it to be 32 inches, you want it to be however many inches. I would probably do this at, let me see, so if it's 6 here, this would be about 6, this would be about 8. So maybe 8, 6, 10. This will all make sense, I promise. So let's start with the brim. This already has a fold in it, and I'm going to use that to my advantage because, yeah. Again, we're cutting full circles, but we're cutting them into half circles. So if you've never used a compass before, or if you haven't used a compass since you were in 3rd grade like me, this is like an artist quality compass. You don't need this one. But with this, it's not like marked like, oh, you open it this much and that's where you're at. You have to measure from point to point. So we're just going to get this at 5 inches. And y'all, this is not like an exact thing. So because 5 inches is, what is the diameter? The circumference is around, so this is the diameter. So we're doing a 10-inch diameter circle. This is the point. This is the pencil. This mine takes little leads. All right, so if I start here, I want to try to conserve as much. Yeah, so I'm going to put my point right in this crease because I want this crease there as my cut line. Okay, so there's one circle. The next one is going to be the 4 inches. I'm doing it the wrong way. We do this one at 4 inches. Again, and then we probably could get the inside of this one at the 3 inches, but I don't know if I want to do that. I could probably do it, I don't know if I want to. So let's bring this down to 3 inches to make our 6-inch. And these don't have to be like, you don't have to like be super precise, just we want that ratio to be correct. And this looks like it's going to be really big. I'm glad I didn't do 12. Right, I'm going to fold this up and come over to this side. And that is going to waste a lot, so I'm not going to use the center point right there. Alright. This goes off to the side. Thank God that's over. And we are going to cut these out. Now, if you are using the Dollar Tree board, I don't know if this one does it. The Dollar Tree board, like the paper comes off really easily. This one does kind of too. The paper comes off really easily, which I find that makes it easier to cut. Just because you can kind of, yeah, no, I can't think and do things at the same time. it makes it easier to cut because you can like score it and then just kind of, you're only cutting through the paper. Like you can cut through the paper, rip it off, and then you end up with your circle. Alright, so I'm going to save those for a second. I'm going to cut this. Make sure you have a sharp blade. Oh, God, it's early in the morning, y'all. I should have stretched more. I'm going to take off a couple of those just so I can have a nice sharp edge. And all this is going to get covered up, so don't worry if you're not cutting perfectly. And you can either pull your blade along or rotate your board. I actually have a attachment for my Proxon where this is the center point. I could just stick that on there, line it up, and spin it around and it would cut it, but not everybody has a, nobody has a Proxon. I don't think, if any of y'all have a Proxon, I will be very surprised. I have one and I don't even use it because it's just, did that go all the way around? No, it did not. Wait, if I did this at 6, 7, 8, 9, so there's going to be 2 inches on each side of the brim. Is that what I wanted? Okay, so see, it's not, I mean, it's round, it's not perfect, but that's fine. Before I cut those out, I'm going to take this. Oh, okay. Why can't I pick anything up today? So, what do we say this one was? 6. So I'm going to put this between the 6 and the 12, just so I can get my center point right here. Mark that. Cut that in half. Now, this is our 6-inch circle, but from here to here is 3 inches, right? Yep. Off to the side. Oh my God, that coffee is so strong. Alright, and with this one, I'm just going to make this easy on myself. Flip this around. Here's where it's cut. I mean, here's where it's scored, I guess I should say, instead of cut. We're going to need... oh God, that's really uneven right there. We're going to need both sides of this. I think we're only going to need one side of this, but you could use both. You might as well use both. You already cut them. Okay, can you just... really? Like I don't have 52 other... I just saw one of these damn things. Like I don't have 52 other ones, right? Okay. What is with this? I got very quiet because I was trying to crack my back. Okay, baby, that's the garbage men. They have a job to do just like us. Their job does seem a lot more fun than my job does lately, but... Should I talk about that, y'all? I'm done making videos for YouTube, I think. I have gotten... I'm going to just trim this up right here because this is just paper on here. I have been getting some very... they're not upsetting, it's just they're negative comments about things that are beyond my control. Like, you want to comment and say, like, oh, your audio's crappy, your video's shitty, you know, your video quality shitty, that's fine. You even want to say, like, this project is stupid, it's ugly, that's fine, but, like, personal attacks against me, I talked about this with my therapist yesterday. Somebody commented on that potpourri video from forever ago. Like, if you know the Dollar Tree potpourri video, you know it. It's got a bunch of views. And I guess because it has so many views, it just, you know, it randomly shows up on people's recommended. And somebody replied to it and said, it was a guy, which we'll get into that. He replied to it and said, why don't you try acting and talking like a man? Which, you know what, I've dealt with that my whole life, you know? Also, it's a potpourri video. What did you expect? First of all, if you're such a man, why did you click on the video? Okay, let's start there. Secondly, did you think this was going to be like The Rock? Like, did you expect Dwayne Johnson to be here telling you how to revitalize your Dollar Tree, your crappy Dollar Tree potpourri? Like, what did you expect? Also, I responded to him with one of the vilest things I've ever said to anyone on the internet. And then I blocked him and the comment went away and I was like, thank God, I hope nobody saw that because it was pretty vile. And then I've had a bunch of people lately just on the, you know, I did the live where I was making the shamrock wreath with the tubing, which is not a tutorial, it's just me hanging out with y'all, doing what I'm doing because I'm filming the tutorial while I'm on live, right? And everybody's like, this video is a fail, you talk too much messing around, and I was like, this is not me showing y'all how to do this shit. This is just me hanging out. Like, I'm just doing what I do. I'm not there, like, when I do a live, I'm there for the people who came to talk to me. You know? Like, I'm not there trying to do something. And I haven't sold any wreaths. I've sold 3 wreaths since the year started. My videos are barely cracking 100 views lately. I'm just like, I know it's the time of year. I understand that completely. But I will go ahead and say that my ego cannot handle it anymore. Like, I'm just like, I can't. So I don't know what I'm doing. I just know it's not YouTube. Like, it's not working for me. Alright, so now we have to subdivide all of these. This is 12, so, no, this is 10, sorry. We're gonna lay this on the 5, and just put a mark on here, so we know where the center is roundabout. This is 5. I don't even really need the ruler, but let's do it anyway. Make sure we're lined up on the mat, if you're using a mat. This one is, this one's supposed to be 8. It's not really, but, you know, we're gonna make it work. I don't know, is this the one we don't have to? We have to do all of them. But I think I only need one of this one, but I'm going to use both of them just to sturdy it up some. I'm just going to mark this one by I because it really doesn't matter. how I did this before was I traced a bunch of circles. I made a template from a bucket for the side, which is this part of the hat. And then everything just kind of fit together. But because we are doing this because we're doing this in a way that you guys can do the exact same thing, all you need is a compass, or just a bunch of random pots and pans, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go about this a little bit differently. Got my glue gun plugged in, and we're going to put this together like this. This is a bottom, okay? These are not straight. They really don't need to be, y'all. I don't want to I don't want to be like, oh, I just cut them straight because I'm not really trying. Like, you want to do that, go for it, that's you, that's fine. This is going to be completely covered. So, not just with fabric, like I covered mine completely with tape, which I may have to go out and buy later, but I have to go off anyway, so it's not a big deal. So, this is our brim. I'm trying to stand this up here so we can get an idea of how this is going to come together. This is our top up here, okay? This is our band, which is this is the part that would go around your head, like this part. So this is going to go... Let me try to build it like this because this makes no sense. This is our brim. On top of that is going to go our band. Our sides are going to come up, and up here is going to be our top. Now, when we put this together, we're going to do... How do we do this? We only need one for this. I'm going to do both of them, though. So, this one will go together. These will eventually be glued together, but not right now. These will eventually be glued together, but not right now. And then this will sit down here, and it'll be glued there. So, what we need to do is get one of these and one of these, and put these to the side. Cracking my back. I didn't take my pills yet because... I was like, I haven't eaten anything yet. So I didn't want to take my pills and then it made my stomach kind of funny. Alright, here is a piece of poster board. I mean, y'all, this is a $2.50 project, and I think you could probably get more than one if you bought, you definitely get more than one if you bought the Dollar Tree stuff. So, top band. We need this. Up here, but it actually has to be like this. So, this is going to get glued down like this, and it is going to form like this, right? But then you're like, well, how are we going to get down here? What we're going to do is, let me grab my... This is the big one. I'm so confused. Not that I'm confused, I'm not. I'm just... This is the 8-inch one. This is coming in the 4 inches. So I'm going to mark from the edge here at 4 inches. With this drives me crazy. This ruler starts at like 0, but it comes in like 1/4 of an inch before it starts. Really? This is probably going to end up being about 8 inches. So somewhere around here is where we're going to put our other piece. So that's our 4 inches marked in. We're going to put a line. Let me line this up pretty. Good enough. Right, I don't need all this, but I don't want to cut it yet. Oh, freaking hands, y'all. Oh my god. Am I still recording? Thank god. I definitely would have gone crazy berserk and killed everybody if it hadn't been. This is our top. we're going to line up the top line. I wish that could be in the middle, y'all, but I can't do it. The top line is going to get lined up here. Alright, did I do that wrong already? I did do that wrong. Calming breath. Forget about this line. I don't know why I did that. That's not right. I think I need to do it the other way. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to put our glue right here and start at this edge. And basically this is what we're doing. We're going to glue this down like that. And if you want, you can tape this first and then come back and glue it, but you know, I like to live well, but I might have to tape it because it is not sticking as nicely as I would like it to at this particular juncture of my career. So yeah, I think I have given YouTube and wreath making and Etsy and everything my best shot. It's just, you know, I don't know what else to do. I really don't. I'm not happy. Like, you know, it's... Make sure you don't get any wig hair in your hat. Or do. Whatever. You do whatever you want to do. Like I told my therapist, I said, I'm just not happy. And, I don't know. I do not know. You know, when I said that I didn't want to make videos anymore way back in whatever it was, August or whenever it was, and then I posted about it in December and everybody's like, oh no, please don't stop making videos. Like, are you going to keep working at a job where you're not getting paid and you're unhappy? No, you're not. And you shouldn't expect other people to either. Not that you guys do, it's just... Like, I posted that thing about... I say at the end of every video, during the videos, whatever, if you want to support me, here's my Venmo, here's Patreon where you can join and get something for your $5. Here's, what is the other one? Venmo, you can tip me, whatever, here's my wish list if you want to support the channel. And there was a woman who commented and said, I watch so many wreath makers and they've never asked for a donation, I'm unsubscribing. To which I immediately thought to myself, like, bitch, I'm sorry. You want something for completely free. Like, not only do you want something for free, you want me to spend my money so you can have something for free. Right? Like, that's basically what you're saying. Which that was just beyond. I was like, is she serious right now? Which, bye. I don't care if you're, I'm gonna cut this, because it's driving me crazy and I'm getting flustered. Hold on, we get now. Alright. Yeah, it's just been a... it's been an experience. And of course my line is on this side and I need it on the other side. It's fine, we'll just... How many times am I going to lose this pencil? Alright, so this is glued on the bottom here. I wish I had tape. I wish my tape was right here. I just don't feel like getting up and looking for it. Not that I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like getting up and looking for it. That is the problem. So hold on real quick. I'm going to mark my center again. Why is this suddenly a very weird size? Like, wasn't this is 8. So this needs to be 4. Which means this needs to be here. So, I don't need all this either, so I'm gonna... See, that's a whole nother side that you could do. And this is not a... Well, yeah, that is the full sheet of... a full sheet of paper. Alright, I'm gonna come in here and mark this center line. This is our top, right? Yeah. So, excuse me. Let's go. This would be 8 inches, which would make my hat like that tall, which is really big. So let's go to 6. So I'm going to measure down 6 inches. This is the middle of the part here. This is down 6. I feel like I'm making this so much more complicated than it needs to be. And then this is going to get lined up with this center point, and then we're going to glue here and here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there right now. And just get that into place. Really could use some compressed air. That would really help. I'm just going to do the same thing I just did with getting that lined up, and I'm going to grab some tape because I'm going to grab whatever tape. Ow, God, y'all, my back. I'm going to grab whatever tape I can find real quick. Not floral tape. Alright, baby, I guess I was wrong earlier when I said that that was the garbage one, because now I hear them. Alright, I have my packing tape right here. You are going to want to get, this is like a Dollar Tree product. Go get a roll of the masking tape that they sell, because that's what we're going to use to really secure all this together. Just taking off a couple little pieces like this and sticking them over here. I should have taped that just down before I started doing this. So this is coming up. All this is going to be cut off right here. And over here. even if I stop making videos for YouTube, I'm still going to be doing Patreon, because right now, y'all, I am making more on Patreon than I do on YouTube. And that's with only 13 patrons. So, maybe get a couple more patrons. Get my teeth fixed. Alright, so that's just, this is just up here, because this unit's got a lot of tension on it, so it wants to, because this is a big curve, so it's got a lot of tension coming this way, so it wants to pop back out, so that's just going to help me with that. Really? Like, how many times can I put the glue down and not have enough? Alright, y'all starting to see how this is coming together? Probably not, because I still have to cut a bunch off, but... hold that. Also, in the midst of all this stuff happening, my phone gave up on me, and I had to buy a new one, which I'm still trying to deal with. Alright, it's almost 6. But Mom's coming at like 7, so I need to have this. I need to be at a stopping point by 7. Okay, here's our hat. Doesn't look like much yet. Give it a shot. Give it a chance. Alright, so this is the only thing that's like different from how I did it last time, is this piece that I'm going to trim now was cut before I started gluing it on, which made things a little bit easier, maybe. I don't really know. So I measured from this point up here down to here. And then we will be measuring from this point here down to here. And I think I can just come in here with my scissors to cut this. So that goes off, that goes off. And look what we got there, y'all. Crap. What? Right, this one is a little pudgy, but we'll make it work. Okay, from here we are going to keep this for later, this and this. These are my brims, this is my top, this is my band. Okay. I'm just going to take all this extra and get it out the way so it's less confusing for you guys, because it's definitely not confusing for me, not at all. I know exactly what's going on. I'm going to bring in this other piece. Actually, no, that's That's cardboard. Cardboard. It's whatever that is. Okay. We need a back for this. Not only to, because we need a back. I mean, I guess you could make it without a back. It's just, I'm not gonna. And this is our chance when we get this down to make sure we can pull these sides in some. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to tape some tape up here. This works so much better with masking tape. Alright, I'm just making like a little... I'm trying to make a little hinge. Alright, see? I don't know if you guys can see this. See how this is like... How this is bowing out? We want this to be straight like that. I'm going to cut this off because this is going to drive me crazy. So I think I'm going to glue here first. Put some glue right there. Give it a second. You could also tape this. I'm just going to kind of hold these sides in some while this dries. I feel like I'm making this exceedingly more complicated, but hopefully you guys will be able to take the general construction and figure out how you want to make it. Because you might not want a hat this big, you might want a smaller hat, you might want a taller hat. You might want to do whatever you want to do, and I'm going to support you in that. I'm going to support you in your choice to make whatever kind of hat you want to make. Alright, and with this... That's taped down now. Nice and straight. And it might not be completely, like there's a little gap right there. Don't worry about it. Oh really? I don't have another piece of tape over here. That's suspicious. That's weird. Glue in here to secure. Son of a... Y'all. Alright, it doesn't really matter, but I would have preferred the masking tape, but that's just me. So we're going to let that cool. And now we have a nice rounded top, nice rounded bottom. How do I turn this to show you? Nice straight sides. I think proportionally this looks okay. I need to line these center lines up. This looks fine. I think I might have gone a little shorter, or this way. That's a big hat. But it's not like if you want to sit down and like go through a couple iterations of these, it'd be like, okay, well that doesn't look quite right. Like if you like this one, you do exactly what I did, except don't make it as complicated as I did. You can go through these and just like start out big, and then if you want it to be smaller, you can kind of take this apart and glue it back together. It's not gonna, again, we're about to cover all this up. So that's probably all cool. Let's see, I kind of scooped in right there, but again, should have brought my garbage can in here. Alright, this is how I do this, just because this, to me, is still a little flimsy. I want it to be a little bit more, I want a wee bit more sturdiness, so what I did, this is, I would prefer something wider than this, but I went through and covered this entire thing with masking tape the first time I did this, and then I was like, that's a lot. But it did give me a very sturdy hat. I think now I'm just going to go do the seams and do a little bit of reinforcing through the middle. And again, don't worry about that. I hope y'all weren't expecting this to be like something that wasn't a complete mess underneath everything, because that's not how I do. I mean, when it comes to stuff like this, it's like, get your bone structure in there, and then go from there. Alright, so those are our sides. I'm going to do these bottom parts right here. then with this, I'm going to make sure that this is flat up against here. But since we're going to have to like fold all these edges in because it's a curve, just make sure those are on the bottom because, again, this part's getting covered up. You don't want all these creases on the front part or on the sides, really. But definitely not on the front. So that's a nice piece right there. Same thing up here. But you can either, if you want this to be, like if you do this and you're like, I'm not so comfortable with the sturdiness of that, you can either cover this whole thing in tape, which if you have a wider tape, it doesn't take that long. Even with this tape, it doesn't take that long. Or you can go over with a layer of Mod Podge and like, you know, like brown paper, like a brown paper lunch sack kind of thing. Or you can just leave it like this. But you want to just make sure your seams are not, you don't want any like exposed glue because we are going to be covering this layer with the fabric. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to run a straight piece. A whole piece along here. Just to clean up any of that. That looks pretty good. I think I just want to put one again with the wig hair. I'm just pulling this up a little bit to put some tension. That way. This is not even stuck right here. Come on, get down there. Like, I'm okay with this size because, I mean, you know, it's a top hat. It just, this looks a little, no, I mean, listen, proportion, I'm going to leave that up to y'all. Y'all do whatever y'all feel like y'all need to do. But yeah, so now I'm going to go grab a fat quarter. Oh. Depending on what fabric you choose, you might want to paint this. Like, it's all pretty much an even color, but if you put a dark color over top, sometimes this can show through. If you put a light color, sometimes it'll show through. Depending on what kind of fabric you got. I really like this, but I think that's a lot for a hat. This one will probably be too light, but that's cute. You want to stay away from something like this unless you are going to line this up and then use like a contrasting for the top and the brim. Those would be cute together. This is probably a good what is the word I'm looking for? It's not thickness, but like the whites are going to kind of show through. Because these aren't like, I mean, this is all Walmart fat quarter, so it's not like they're heavy-duty quilting fabric, which I might have some of, we'll see. Is this all batiks? Oh, but this is cute. Bees? I know I have more fat quarters than this. How about we do these two, huh? Like this on the top and then this. That might be cute. That might be cute. Do y'all hear me sticking to this floor? I don't know why these floors are so sticky. Okay. So the way we're doing this, we cover this piece first. In I always have crap all over my glasses. 1 fat quarter should be enough to cover an entire hat if you're doing just one fabric. So I mean, these are like what these used to be like 99 cents. I don't know how much they are now. They might still be 99 cents. So if you figure $2.50 for the foam board, well, let's say $3.75 at Dollar Tree for a piece of foam board, a piece of poster board, a thing of tape. You already have a glue gun and glue sticks. If not, they also have those at Dollar Tree. And then like $2 or $3, you can make one of these hats for. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that on there and not deal with it because I don't have time or the inclination. You can make one of these hats for under $5, somewhere around there. I mean, we all have fabric, I'm assuming, somewhere. Alright, now we have to answer ourselves the question, do we want to go like this? And ideally this would be ironed, and I don't want to iron. That's cute. That's also cute. See, I don't know if you can. No, you can't really see it. I was saying, like, can you kind of see the you kind of see the tape through it, but you can't. Alright, so I'm going to lay this over. I think I'm going to go like this. Alright. Or like this, I don't know. I kind of like this. Let's do it like this. This is a little unusual. Alright, so in this case, we will be making sure we have enough. We need a strip that's at least as wide as the top part, so from like here to here with a little extra. So I'm just going to snip and rip. So this is the top part covered with like 1 inch on each side. And then snip and rip again, in from the top to the bottom with like an extra inch on each side. And if you weren't using something, like if you're just using that, you can put it on however you want. This one we're going to have to line up a little bit. But I am not too worried. You could either, like if you're doing stripes like this, you would either line up from the top and the bottom, because we'll probably end up putting a decorative band of something down here, whether it's a ribbon, more fabric, whatever. I'm going to line up at the top because that's going to be more visible. So let's flip this over. And I'm going to go just, do I want white at the top? No, let me put green at the top. Just a little bit, yeah, still have enough at the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to put, I'm lining this up on here, making sure we have enough this way and enough this way, which we do. I'm going to just line that green up. Put the glue on this side because we don't want any glue on the front. And I'm just going to tack that down real quick. And don't worry, I'm going to pull this tight enough to get those creases in. Alright, and then to line up the rest of it, see, this is just at the top. I'm going to come around, put this at the top. See, what we're trying to do is have this so that this top part is even. Like that. Did this literally just come completely off? Okay, I mean, well, that was definitely a choice. That's definitely a choice that, you know, was made. How about that? What you gonna do now? What? You're not gonna do nothing because you're a punk. Alright, so I'm gonna line up this green strip again at the top. Making sure to make sure the glue is up here, not on the front. And I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. Done there's like barely any over here, but that'll be fine. Yeah, I gotta move that over some. And if you wanted to make this slightly easier on yourself, you could glue to the front. You're just going to have to probably cover that with something. Okay, so that is lined up there. Right? See? Nice and straight. We'll do the same down here. I'm actually going to let this cool for another second because I don't want to throw in a hissy fit, and you'll know that I will throw a hissy fit. We are pulling to get some tension on it so we can pull these. Obviously, you iron before, you don't have to like stretch yourself out. Don't, you're making a top hat, don't stress yourself out at all, please. And then this, I'm just going to put some glue down here. Smooth this down over and kind of out. Everybody cool? Everybody's cool. mean, that stripe is pretty even down there too, huh? I did good. I think there's a version of this hat in a landfill somewhere where I tried to do this, but I wasn't paying attention, so when like I flipped it over, like the stripes were all messed up and sideways. I think having the stripes on this makes it like more interesting, but if you want to make this just a little bit easier, just use something that doesn't need a stripe, doesn't have a pattern, or, I mean, it can have a pattern, just not like a directional pattern. Alright, see, this is where this could have been a little bit longer, but it's not, but that's fine. I'm going to give this a tug. And you just want to make sure you're not like, don't pull it like too much, because then you will distort your stripes a little bit. But see, if we pull it, that crease basically goes away. This is doing something weird right here. What is that? Oh, that's where that curve was. You know what, if that happens to you... See, I don't know if you guys can even see that. See where that's curved instead of being like straight? I'm going to put some tape on here and not pull it super tight, so I can just kind of have a little bridge on there. So now that curve is straightened out a little bit. And then just don't pull it too tight because you don't want to flood that. Yeah, that looks better. You're basically just wrapping this one up. We're in the home stretch, believe it or not. I'm not going to cover the back of this one just because, I mean, you can, you do you. I covered, don't do what I did. When I made, the first time I made one of these, I made it for Michelle's Mardi Gras wreath. And I was like, you know what, this is like the perfect size that I can just cover the entire back in felt. Felt plus deco mesh, y'all. Never a good combination. see, I pushed that forward. All your bulk should be going to the back. I'm not saying like don't cover it, but like if you're doing a wreath for yourself, it doesn't matter. If you're selling this, if you're selling a wreath with this in this, like cover the back with something. I'm just not going to do it because it's self-explanatory and it doesn't need to be done for me to finish this video. Okay, so that is our top part of the top hat. Of course, that right there where the sticker was stuck is right showing right. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so now this is our second part of the top. And with this, we want, I'm trying to see where my cleaner edge is. We want this edge to be clean, so we're going to glue to the back of this, and then the rest, it doesn't matter because it's going to be on the back. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. Just anchor that down. So we want this edge to be clean. This could be slightly cleaner, just because there's a little pleat right there. So if we just get the way up. This is like, you know, a little bit of upholstery. Doing a little bit of light upholstery work here. Why aren't you sticking down? Come on, quit being a jerk. If you don't like this little seam right here, again, you can put trim there. So that was the other part of the circle that we cut for the top. If that wasn't clear. Alright, with this one, I will probably double these up. Was that how I did this before? Yeah, I think I'm just going to put some tape on here to smooth out that edge. That's why I like putting the tape on there, because you're never going to cut like perfectly every time. So the tape does help. Smooth things out. But I think the first time I did this, I think I put the entire hat together and covered the entire hat with the tape, and then went back and did, I think I put the fabric, like this was all together, so I think I put the fabric on here first, and then cut around there, then put the fabric on here at the top, and cut and glued it all down here, and then folded the top edge of the green fabric over here, and just stretched it across. So you could also do that if you wanted to. And now, same thing. I'm going to use those dots to line up on the straight edge. So this will be the underside, which you could cover later, which you should cover later, because this part will definitely be showing. And I think these look great when you, like you could just leave it with the fabric, that's fine, but you could also go back. I think like the more trims you add to it, like the cuter it is. know what I just realized that I did wrong? If you cover both of these pieces independently, like you cover, this is 2 layers obviously, if you cover one this way and one this way, you can sandwich them together and then you end up with a finished bottom as well. That's why I had 2 pieces. Alright, now all you have to do is line up this line here with this line here. Glue generously. And you should have about 2 inches on each side, which I do. I wish I could find that other hat to show you guys. I saw it recently, but I've been like on a mad cleaning spree. But it's in, if you type in top hat to my YouTube thing, it'll it's just embellishing the hat. Like the hat's already done because I didn't want to like show everybody how to make the hat. Because clearly this took a while. These generally go, let me see if I can find one on Etsy while that finishes drying. Top hat wreath embellishment. One of them is 55. This one's 28. This one's 45. 35. 30. 35. I don't know how big these are. 1,200 sales with pictures like that. We're not going to get into that. This one's cute. Like, see, this one has a narrower base. Is this a full hat? That one looks like, again, no. Hat measures approximately 10 inches wide and 8 inches tall. $55. $55 with $35 to ship. So, if this costs me more than $5 to ship, I'm doing something wrong. But mine is, what was hers? 10 by 8. Mine is 10 by 11. But I think, do I have a, like a, I do have a wreath base over here. Wait, let me, ow! What are you doing, baby? You've been sleeping since you woke up this morning. So, here's my standard base, and That's a big hat in there. You could go smaller than that. I think I like the... So well, we did this at 10. So maybe do this at 9. Do this circle at 7. And do this one at 8. Or 7.5 if you want it to be. Nine, 7, 8, or 9, 7, 9, 6.5, 8, something like that. If you want this to be a little more curved in, which I think that would be nice. See if it was like that a little bit more. But you have to play around with that and see what you like, and then whatever kind of trims you want. Yarn trims. Do I have any? I guess stuff like this. This is not thick enough, but something along those lines. Any kind of thing you want. And if you're going to cover the back, you can either go back with more fabric. Just do like one piece here and then cut another circle. As long as you cut it just slightly smaller than our, what was this, the 10-inch circle, you should be able to glue it right up to the edges. It'll cover all your mess back here, and this side's already finished, so you just cover up there. So yeah, that is how you make a hat. I'm not sure if the two colors were the right match, right way to go with this, but what I was thinking, like, you know, you get your hat, and you get your macarons, and maybe I print some other little macarons, and then maybe we'll see what happens. I don't know. But yeah, oh my god, I'm glad that's done. Oh. And it took, I don't know how long it took, but I'm just gonna leave this like in here. I'll just edit out the stuff of me walking around, going to the bathroom, getting more coffee, stuff like that. So yeah, that is a top hat. Pipe cleaners on the back, wired in. Yeah. I think if you got some like cardstock weight paper, you could just glue that on the back. I'd be fine with that. And iron your fabric, because you know what? I'm saying iron your fabric, but about if I took this. No, that's not working. But yeah, iron your fabric. If there's going to be creases. You can't really see any creases in the top or the brim, but yeah. Alright, y'all. I am going to... What am I going to do? I'm going to take this baby OUT. And, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. I want to make some of these, but I have to get my proportions right, because I would like this slightly smaller, I think. Or more like that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being patrons. More videos coming soon. And I will see you guys later.